Hello, do you remember the commercial from the Can You Hear Me guy now? Can you hear me now? You can see this guy now in the Sprint commercial saying, I moved to Sprint, and can you hear that now? I think what he's saying. Well, what he was trying to tell us was how good or how bad was the network, a cellular network back in the day. I think that was like probably 5 to 6 years ago. Anyways, this guy was trying to tell us is, what Verizon was trying to tell us is that he could go walking around and go everywhere without the call being dropped. So they were measuring how long in seconds a successful call could stay on a cellular network. Well, that's a performance measurement. Today, the operators they don't do that. They of course don't do can you hear me now, guy, and they don't have someone else answering the phone on the other line. They would do like, if they had someone else on the other line, they would look someone like this, right? And of course they don't do that. Very boring guy, very frustrated, answering pretty much, or falling asleep and answering yes every time the guy was saying, can you hear me now? Yes, can you hear me now? But the operators don't do that now. What they do is that they use very sophisticated methods of analyzing and capturing data from their networks, from their equipment, from the equipment running passing the voice and running the bits and bytes from one way to another. It has always been important for operators to measure the state of their networks. Not only using people driving around, but by plugging it to network sophisticated reporting systems and that can report the state of the network. Performance measure on the network operators is made by analyzing thousands of bits and bytes. The measurements are according to 3GPP body of standards and are called performance measurements. And they are key to manage the properly and efficiently any telecommunication network and any IT or computer network. There are two distinctive and probably opposing needs for the existence of performance indicators. The vendor of the equipment uses them to measure performance of features and services as well as they were designed. The operator needs are different, and sometimes they are neglected by the vendors. And basically, they want to run the network smoothly, and the vendor doesn't really care much other than for support, but the operator really needs to run the network smoothly, and because it depends the subscriber base and their quality agreements, they very much depend on a good service from the network. So I believe the most important needs are these second needs, the needs from the operator. And in an operator network, their management would use these PMs or performance measurements or KPI reports to make decisions. They will be selecting who will be using the data, probably not some people that understands how the data is captured and processed, and then what actions they will be taken. The selection and use of PMs and then runs through formulas or ratios, and it's called usually, the result is usually called KPIs, key performance indicators. So I believe that there's a couple of points that the management should be aware when trying to push for an effort to create reports or to have KPIs created. First, there have to be a definition of a group of users or communities that use these PMs. The definition of KPIs have to be done according to the needs of these groups. The goal, there's methodologies to do this. One of them proposed by the standard 32404 to create the PMs can be used also for using them and creating KPIs. This is the goal question or metric method presented by Basili and Weiss. And It is explained in that standard. Again, the standard is 32404 from the body of standard 3GPP, which is the body responsible for the GSM networks, LTE, and most of the networks that we use today with our cellular. The enhanced, there's another, according to the document, there is an enhanced method to the goal question metric, and that's the one that I'm proposing to be used. And the methodology has to be a living system with emphasis in collaboration. I will take you now to the main user groups, and also what is a metric.